Hello everybody, this is Orange, and welcome to my Abyss, and welcome to my 2023 favorite manga of the year. We got 13, technically 14 volumes of manga that I really enjoyed reading, so pretty much I'll be detailing like my favorite reads of the year. And these are new series that I either like started this year or I'm just like starting to get in print this year, or last year, I don't know when this video is going up. But you know, 2023, it was a fantastic year for manga, and I'm very excited for 2024. 2023 gave me a lot of series I was both very excited to start reading, and new pickups that I just picked up and ended up loving on a whim. So let's get started. But first, let's get started with me kind of breaking my own rules, and I want to detail Magic Knight Rayearth, Volume 1. Magic Knight Rayearth is one of my favorite series of all time, and it's getting a reprint, or I guess a new release, because this series has a lot of reprints. But Magic Knight Rayearth, it's one of my favorites. It's getting a new reprint in a smaller paperback format, which is far more affordable than the hardcover ones. And I actually have the Dark Horse omnibuses on the shelf over there. You can't see it, but it's there, and it's so much better to read like this. Magic Knight Rayearth is one of my favorite series of all time, and I just want to detail it right here. Y'all should read this. It's not really that long. It's the first part is 3 volumes, and the second part, which I'm going to assume they're going to be printing as well, is another 3 volumes, so 6-volume series, pick it up. It's one of my personal favorites. I've read this too many times to count. I'm breaking my own rules. I don't care. Read Rayearth if you're like into fantasy, mechs, magical girls, awesome stuff. Life, if you're into joy and feeling happiness, read Rayearth. Come on, guys. What are you doing? And then moving on to like the actual, I guess actually following rules that I set up. So series that I started reading in 2023. And yeah, I guess let's jump into it, because there, again, has been a lot of wonderful releases that I want to tell you about. First, I started reading Kageki Shoujo in 2023, and this has slowly rocketed up to being like one of my favorite series, I think, ever. It is wonderful. It is beautiful. It is fantastic. I adore this series. I love the characters and the artwork. I love the journeys they go on. It's just such a good, fun time. It's a good, fun drama. A good school drama. With characters I love and adore, and oh, I love the series so much. I can't believe I waited so long to actually like start picking it up. But guys, please like start reading the series if you haven't yet. I really highly suggest it, especially to you theater kids out there. Any fellow theater kids in the audience, this one's for you. Yeah, but fantastic, highly recommend. So glad I started it. It is so good. And below that, we have The Ancient Magus Bride, Volume 1. I believe I started watching the anime for this one long ago, but this year is when I finally decided to start picking up the manga, and the manga is fantastic as well. I love the world of The Ancient Magus Bride. I love just how characters develop. I love, like, the characters. I probably said that before, but I'm saying it again. I love the characters. I adore seeing how the characters grow over time, like the different facets of the world. Like, this series legit feels magical, with, like, a lot of, like, interesting real-world mythology that they pull from, as well as just, like, so many cool concepts and, like, so many good characters, and I love it so much. And the world is constantly expanding, and there's so much to it, and I like the Ancient Magus Bride so much. And if you like, and, like, watch the anime, too, because the anime is also fantastic and beautiful and wonderful. Ancient Magus Bride. Give it a shot, guys. It's very good. And then, Call the Name of the Night. This was one that I picked up on a whim, because I thought the cover was pretty, and it has, once again, slowly become one of my favorite series of all time. I believe it's going to be only 5 volumes. The author, I believe, or the manga recently, tweeted something about that, which is a shame, but, like, this is a fantastic, wonderful, beautiful series, and I'm repeating myself a lot because I love things a lot. The artwork in the series is absolutely stellar. I love the characters. I just love everything about it. It's just, like, such a good, chill vibe that I adore, while also, like, being, like, very emotional. It is so good. Read it. It's so good. I love it so much. Very good series. 10 out of 10. And then below that, we have Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. This is a very long-running shonen. I think it's, like, over 30 volumes at the moment, and it's still ongoing, so good news. Since I like this series so much, there's going to be a lot more of it. But I love the setting. I love the characters. It has really good comedy. I'm a fan of the action as well. It's just such a good time. I love Iruma-kun. He's just my beautiful baby boy, and the setting is just so much fun. I love a demon school. I love monsters. It's such a good time. I was also, since it didn't make the list, Illustrated Guide to Monster Girls also, like, kind of spiritually makes the list too. That was a lot of fun as well. I love a monster school. It's so good, but Iruma-kun is fantastic. If you don't want to commit to the manga, there is an anime, and the anime is also very good. The anime is how I got into the manga. but just, you know, good time. Good time with a good boy. And below that, we have Dan to Dan, Volume 1. Another very interesting shonen that I, like, really got into. I love the relationships of the characters, and the artwork is absolutely nuts. It is so wild. I love how just wild the series is, while it's still able to kind of, like, encapsulate, like human emotion. It is so good. Just so many real feelings in this series that I can't get enough of. And then and then you turn the page and, like, you see Bigfoot or something. That's what I call the real human experience right there. But read Dan to Dan. It's also getting an anime too. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yay, let's go gamers. And then below that, we have Prince Freya Volume 1, another series I decided to pick up on a whim, and I ended up really, really liking it. This is a good, like, action-adventure shoujo. It is so good. I love so much about this series. The characters are really good. I like how dark it gets at some points. It's very good. I'm just gonna keep on saying it's very good until you pick up Prince Freya because it's so good. I like this series a whole bunch. I can't wait to see where the series go because it's always a wild, wild ride. And then below that, speaking of wild rides and dark shoujo, Requiem of the Rose King, baby. I like my gay rights. I also support gay wrongs. I love this series. It's so good. It's just like so much drama, and it's so much drama is all I can say. This is just, I couldn't stop reading this series. It's wonderful and fantastic, and read it if you haven't because it goes nuts off the walls. I love this series. It's just, no one is having a good time at any point in this entire series, and I highly recommend it. It is so good, and it's just the beautiful, like, gothy artwork too. It is wonderful. Oh, Requiem of the Rose King, for those who like to suffer, which I sure do. And below that, we have our first, like, comic book, if you want to count it as that. We have Gunhild, Volume 1. This is a volume from the Saturday AM imprint. They publish a lot of, they call it diverse manga, and yeah, we'll call it that, diverse manga. Yeah, why not? So stuff like Clock Striker, Apple Black, the Hammer one. They publish a lot of stuff, and I suggest picking up a lot of their volumes because, like, a lot of the stuff they publish is very good. I highly recommend it. But Gunhild was the one that resonated with me the most. I don't know what about it. Maybe it was the writing or, like, the really, like, lively, kind of off-the-wall art style, or maybe it was the Norse mythology that you don't really see too much. But I adored this series, and I'm very excited for the next volume, which is coming out, I believe, at some point next year. I am hyped. I want to see the adventures more. I love this series so much. It really itched my brain in the right way. It kind of made me feel like I was back, like, in elementary or middle school, and I just picked up, like, a random comic or manga off of the shelf, and I read it for the first time. It just gave me those vibes fully, and I adore those vibes constantly. And then below that, we have She Loves to Cook and She Loves to Eat. This was another series that pretty much became my favorite after reading a few volumes this year. This is just a wonderful, 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 like, cooking Yuri series, and I love the two main characters so much and the relationship they go on. I love just, like, how real it feels, like, to me personally. Like, I really relate to her figuring out what the heck am I. It's just a great, wonderful, great series, and I love the chemistry and the bonds that the characters have together. Again, it's talking about, like, real issues that I relate to so much. It's so good, guys, and the artwork is cute, and I want these guys to hold hands forever. I want them to cook food and hold hands for the rest of their lives, and maybe kiss a little, who knows. And the next, jumping to the under end of the spectrum, we have the Summer Hikaru Died Volume 1. We're talking about the entire series here. This is a wild series to read. It encapsulates, like, horror very well in a way that I personally find very relatable. It is just interesting from, like, page one, and it just, like, draws you in more. It's just, go into the series as blind as you can, because it is gut-wrenching sometimes, like, how it gets the feels. And below that, we have another graphic novel, which is Lightfall. This artwork, first of all, beautiful, like, watercolor. I think it was in a watercolor, something like that, but it is, or maybe digital, I don't know, but this series is wonderful and beautiful, and I love the struggles of the main characters. I love how they, like, slowly relate over time. Just a fun adventure, a really fun world, just beautiful artwork that, like, hit me hard, and I adored it. It really gave me, like, Amulet vibes right here. Amulet. Do you know what series is ending next year? Amulet. I'm so excited. Amulet's one of my favorite series. I'm going to talk about that in February, when hopefully the last book comes out. I'll be inconsolable. But this is another fantastic series. I love my graphic novels, and this one is fantastic and great, and I can't wait for the next volume. I think there's yeah, Volume 3 is coming out next year, and I'm very excited, or at least I know it should be coming out. Hopefully, there's a long time to release between graphic novels. It is very fun. I waited like 5 years for Amulet Book 9. You guys don't know how I feel. And then below that, we have, I guess, not our last thing I'm talking about, but my last manga I'm talking about, which is #Dracul, Midnight Children. This is also a stand-in for Innocent. Shinichi Sakamoto fans went from having nothing to eating a full meal. We've gotten so many of his series in the past year. But I love Innocent. That's a really, really fantastic, wonderful series with great art, and it's just so drama, and no character is having a good time at any point, and it's so good. And Dracul is, I think, gripping me in a way that, like, Innocent did it, but, like, it still has, like, beautiful artwork, beautiful vibes. I just love how off the walls it gets. Like, what if Dracula was the most insane thing you've ever read? It's this series. And I'm very excited to see, like, where the heck this is gonna go. Because Sakamoto likes just doing the wildest stuff you could possibly imagine. And also, this is probably my favorite experience reading a manga in a while, or probably my favorite, like, manga reading experience of the year. Because, like, I opened the book up, and then I just, like, stared at one page for, like, 5 minutes, because I was mesmerized that I finally had Sakamoto artwork within my hands. It is mine. So yeah, very excited about that one. And the last thing I'm talking about is Tiger, a graphic novel. This is also a webcomic that is beyond this point, so if you pick this up and you like it, good news. There is more of it, and it is a currently ongoing webcomic. It's just a wonderful pirate series. I love it. I love the characters. The mythology is so good. There are creatures underneath the water. They're monstrous, and there are gods, and there's wild stuff out there. And I love the series so much. It's so fun. Just a fun, swashbuckling adventure, and I adore it, and, like, luck is my favorite thing ever. Oh boy, I love them so much. But yeah, read Tiger, it's fantastic. I love seeing these, like, really good webcomics getting, like, really good printings, too. Highly recommend. Pick it up if you can. And that is everything. I read a lot more series that I did adore this year. Alas, I cannot talk about all of them because you do not have the entire day. So please tell me about the series that you liked the most this year in the comments below. And also tell me, like, which series are you looking, like, most forward to, like, publishing next year? There are a lot of series that I am very eager to start reading next year. I'm very excited for a lot of, like, releases. And oh my gosh, it's just so much fun. I love manga. I love comics. I love reading. And you guys should too. Tell me what you've been reading, please. So thank you very much for watching this, and you have a lovely night.